Hey guys, Bicepump here, bringing you a 9.2 PTR video. If you haven't seen already, Unholy has gotten buffed, and like properly buffed. We have gotten exactly what we needed to bring like our low points back in line, and it's looking very promising for 9.2, so extremely happy about this. Today's video, we're going to take a look at all these buffs, discuss them, talk about the impact, and then just overall be happy because we really needed this. Anyway, first of all, we got loads of Conduit changes. Convocation of the Dead has been completely reworked. Instead of having a scaling CDR, we now have a flat 1 second, and then we have an extra component which brings extra wound damage. So this is essentially taking Convocation of the Dead at maximum eye level, and then adding a scaling wound damage component. This is great. Essentially, at max eye level, we get 80% more throughput for Convocation. And it now properly scales, which is very nice. Previously, it didn't do much after 226 or something, but now it scales, deals much more damage, very nice. At max eye level, it's going to be like 4 or 5% extra damage, very good. We have Embrace Death, buffed by 14%. This is quite lame, it didn't do that much. I assume there are some worries, like if you have Embrace Death, and then you pick up stuff that also increase your daily core damage, you can encounter scenarios in PvP where you can just one-shot people with it. I think that's the worry. If they buff Embrace Death too much, PvP is going to have difficulties because you can funnel every damage into Death Coil, and then it's going to cause issues. Anyway, 4% is nice, but it's not too impactful. We have Eternal Hunger, so they buffed the pet damage increase by 100%. Which is great. This was the scaling portion. It didn't scale that well, but buffing the scaling by 100% is going to make it scale better. At max eye level, this is going to be like a 50% increase overall in the throughput-ish, around those kind of numbers. And we're going to have a total 5% damage increase from Eternal Hunger again, which is lovely. This means we have both Convocation and Eternal Hunger both now giving you 5% extra damage, which is going to add up and make us deal more damage overall. Finally, we have Brutal Grasp, the Necrolord specific Conduit is buffed by 100%. And this is not too shabby. Like, it will now do more damage than Embrace Death. So that is possibly going to be our third pick. We're going to have Convocation, Eternal Hunger, and then a Brutal Grasp, obviously, if we play Necrolord. And that's going to be quite a good triple, which is going to bring both good single target and AoE. We'll have to see. Overall, this is great news. I've previously talked about this lots, that the reason Unholy has kind of fallen behind is because all the Conduit scaled terribly. But buffing the Conduit scaling is going to help us a lot, and I believe this is going to be very helpful for 9.2. Furthermore, we have some more buffs associated with Abomination Limb and the Necrolord Covenant Legendary Abomination Frenzy. So first of all, we have Abomination Limb buffed by 20%. Nice, why not? However, more importantly, Abomination Frenzy, the damage buff component, is buffed by 100%. So it went from 10% to 20%, and it now affects pets. Previously, it was only you getting the damage increase, so no effect on the Guardians, but now, double damage increase and affects Guardians. And then Guardians like half our damage. This is huge. It previously gave us like 2.5% increase on single target. That number has gone up to above 8%. And just to give some, comparison, that's roughly what we get from Deadliest Call. And this is just awesome. We had lots and lots of issues previously, or we thought we were going to have issues in 9.2 because none of our Covenant Legendaries looked very promising. But now though, we have Necrolord just pulling the weight. So essentially, with Abomination Frenzy, it's like we're going to have 2 Deadliest Calls equipped, and it's going to be a big power game from us. I'm no longer worried that we're going to be disadvantaged due to having bad Covenant Legendaries. Hopefully you're going to buff like Venter and Curian as well, because they really look quite bad in comparison to Abomination Frenzy at this point. Overall, Necrolord is looking very promising. Picking up Abomination Frenzy with Deadliest Call is going to be great. Our Conduit's going to scale so much better. So happy. Finally, we had some tier set reworked. So the 2 set now gets the summoning ghoul ability we had from previous 4 set. So essentially, you need to hit Scourge Strike or Glowing Shadows 5 times, and that then triggers a Soul Reaper and summons a ghoul for 12 seconds, which is nice. You know, you get some passive ghouls, you get some Soul Reapers that can give value in execute. Scarazard posted on the forums as well that it's only Glowing Shadows and Scourge Strikes that pop wounds that will trigger this effect. This is also great news. Like previously, with just having Scourge Strike and Glowing Shadows triggering it, in execute you would just spam that ability and ignore your wounds, ignore Festering Strike. It's quite boring, I don't know. It doesn't fit the fantasy to just ignore your normal rotation, just spam a single ability. So what's going to happen is that it's going to be a requirement to burst some wounds, and that's going to ensure that you actually just do keep your normal rotation and there's no degenerate gameplay. The 4 set was completely reworked, so it now has a constant pet damage increase. I think it's 5%. And then whenever Soul Reaper triggers its secondary effect, that goes up to 20%. This is nice. This makes sure that you get value from the set all the time. 5% damage increase to pets works outside of execute, and it's still kind of focused on the execute portion because that increases. Furthermore, we can get some nice funneling damage whenever there are adds. We can Soul Reaper them. It should now trigger on death, so that instantly gives us 20% damage to pets for 8 seconds, which is lovely. So any fight that's kind of adds, we will be able to funnel much more damage into our primary target, which is lovely. Overall, great changes. Remove some of the emphasis on execute. Like previous TSF was only execute. Now it's, all damage all the time, but a bit more damage during execute. Furthermore, we avoid the degenerate gameplay. It won't affect our rotation in a bad way, only in a good way where we kind of want to snipe Soul Reapers and that kind of thing. Alright, that's all the changes. Overall, I'm extremely happy. This looks very promising. I am definitely playing Unholy 9.2. Obviously, it's going to be tuning, all that kind of stuff, but it feels great. Leave a comment down below. Let me tell me what you think about these changes. Upvote, downvote, depending on what you thought about this video. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.